All right, I've got 12 fragrances here that are long-lasting and get compliments. So those are two things people seem to like. I like long-lasting a lot more than I like compliments, but it is nice to get a compliment. Long-lasting is definitely key to me. I hate fragrance that just wears out in a couple hours. All these are you're going to get. It's going to make it through a work day. And if you want compliments, you got to kind of, get out and get around some people. You can't be holed up in the house and expect to get compliments. So that's one of the keys too. And then you got to spray enough of a fragrance where they can smell it. And then you can't spray too much where it's overwhelming and they don't like it. So yeah, there's a fine line there. So let's get into talking about these 12 fragrances that are long lasting and get compliments. Okay, the first one up is Nuclear. It's Ramon Monegal Olay. It's fruity, floral, sweet, woody, spicy, and musky. Lots of musk. Performance on this thing is great. It's just nuclear. You're going to get 10 hours of performance easy. Get it on clothes more than that. It's sort of a feminine leaning fragrance, but as far as compliments go, that's one of the ones I get the most compliments on from the women. When I'm wearing more of a feminine leaning or unisex fragrance, I seem to get more compliments on those than anything. Every time I wear this one out in the air, it just really is intoxicating. I've got tons of compliments when I wear this one. And this is one you probably don't want to put up under your nose with like most fragrances. Maybe put it behind into the sides because it can be overbearing and cloying if you put too much like right up under your nose. But it works great out in the air. So there's a lot of pineapple, raspberry, and coriander off the top. There's some floral notes in it, some woods, some jasmine, a lot of musk throughout this fragrance. There's a nice amber tone to it all throughout the fragrance. And then there's an oak moss. When you get deep into dry down, it gets a little bit creamy. So yeah, it's like a really nice, sweet, fruity, floral, musky fragrance. Unisex, leaning feminine. Outstanding performance and compliment king and performance king. But this is one, not a safe blind buy. You probably want to sample this one first. But it really works for me. All right, people seem to really love this fragrance when I wear it. I like it, but I don't love it the way people respond to this. So this is a compliment king. The Mall Elixir from JPG. The mint and the lavender off the top is just super refreshing. But there's vanilla throughout, some nice amber benzoins, great honey note in this one. And then as it dries down, you start picking up more of the tonka bean and tobacco. So yeah, just a well-crafted fragrance. It performs really well too. It's really sweet. It's got a lot of vanilla tones. Like I said, aromatic tones too. Amber tones, a little tobacco. It also gets green, a little bit powdery and fresh and spicy, especially as it dries down. Compliment King fragrance. I like it, I don't love it, but man, people seem to love this fragrance on me. Next up is Aromatix French Avenue Royal Taboo. This one's moved up. I've only had this a month or so, and I like it even more now than I did. One of the things I didn't cover on my first impressions video is the note of heliotrope in this. The heliotrope note is really nice in this, and that heliotrope note kind of makes it remind me more of Creed Centaurus, especially on the dry down. I love Creed Centaurus, especially the dry down. And this has a lot of similarities to that as it dries down. Not as much in the opening, but as it dries down, the closest thing I would put it to would be Creed Centaurus. And it's because of that heliotrope note. So that was a great addition. I'm really glad he added that note in here. So it's warm, spicy, amber, some vanilla, wood, sweet, tobacco, balsamic, patchouli, aromatic. There's a little bit of cinnamon spices in it. I get compliments every time I wear this. Performance is really good right out of the gate. It's even performing a little bit better and gotten even a little bit smoother since I've had it for about a month now. And I wore it again recently, and it's a compliment king. Performance is great on it. You're going to get the cardamom, benzoin, cinnamon, and amber right out of the gate with the tobacco, the woods, and the jasmine and heliotrope. Really round this out. That's a great addition. Great idea to add those to it. Tonka bean, patchouli, some woods, a little bit of vanilla. Great fragrance, man. Love this one. This is a straight up banger. Long lasting and compliment king. We're talking longevity and compliments. Good old Versace Dylan Blue. This gets compliments year round. I even wear this in the winter to the gym a lot, and people compliment me there all the time on this. So it's fresh, aquatic, citrus, definitely synthetic, some nice spices to kind of make it something that can hold up in the cooler weather too. Obviously this works better in spring and summer, but this cuts through the cold weather too for like a blue shower gel fragrance. Yeah, so it's got these aquatic notes, some bergamot, grapefruit, some fig off the top, and tons of ambroxan, some pepper, patchouli, a nice violet leaf to round it out. Then as it dries down, that frankincense, musk, tonka bean, and saffron kind of give it a little bit more depth. It's a great fragrance. tons of compliments, easy to wear, versatile, great performance. Yeah, this is one that we all have and we know, but it fits both these bills. It's compliment king and gives great longevity. All right, the next one gets more compliments for me by far. It's not even close, and this is a 2-for-1. It's either Mirror Image Argos, which is a clone of it from Matte Lusk. Just misses the opening, but after 5 minutes or so, it's almost a dead-on accurate clone. But here's the masterpiece, Nishane nefs. This is the one. Nothing comes close to compliments for me. Performance is great on this too, so this has to be in this category. You guys probably get tired of hearing me talk about it, but for compliments, I mean, this thing's way more than, I mean, triple what any other fragrances gave me. Any of these I'm talking about, this has got at least 3 times the compliments and I've worn Dylan Blue way more than I've worn this. And this is best in the fall and winter, obviously, but I wore this to an outdoor concert in the summer and evening. Compliments galore, work great. You just don't spray heavy. And I wore it to like an outdoor sports event too in the summer. It was a pretty warm night and it worked great. And I wear this to the gym sometimes. So, and I've got compliments there wearing it or whatever. You just don't spray it as heavy. It works great. But yeah, this is a compliment king. It's fruity, juicy, boozy, oody, sweet, warm, spicy. There's just so much going on here. And like I said, performance is great. It's sweet, spicy. It's sort of an Oriental style fragrance, woody, floral. There's a nice honey note, fig, some saffron, some violet leaf. The rose note in this is really good. The whiskey note in this is good. There's some amber, nutmeg, a lot of wood, cinnamon, leather, vanilla, some like resins in it. Just perfect, well-rounded fragrance. Does have a bit of a Middle Eastern vibe, but man, this is the one for me. Love this one, and you want compliments, this is the one. All right, Blue Oud from Ahmed Al-Maghribi. This one gets a lot of compliments from me too. It just works great out in the air. It's like an aquatic leather fragrance. It's leathery, woody, fruity, fresh, earthy. It's got a bit of a blue shower gel vibe with these dark leather notes combined. Just a really nice fragrance that works good. This is like a 4-season fragrance. I wore this every season. It works good in all of them. I think summer is probably the worst for it, but it still works in the summer. The cooler temperatures seem to do a little bit better, but it'll work no matter what. And I always get compliments this one. So cypress leather, some fresh bergamot off the top, nice violet leaf to round it out, some frankincense. That's kind of what deepens it and gives it that earthy deep base. Geranium, musk, patchouli, guaiac wood, and it says it's oud listed, but it's more like a designer oud. More like it's almost like woody or leathery than oud fragrance. But yeah, just a nice blend of aromatic blue shower gel type scents mixed with these dark leather oudy deep incensey type notes. So really well done fragrance. Love wearing this one. Great longevity and lots of compliments. We're talking compliments and performance. We've got to be talking about Valentino Uomo Born in Roma Intense. This one gets a ton of compliments and great performance on this one too. So, just a well-blended, soothing fragrance, vanilla, lavender, some aromatics, gets powdery, some fresh spices, a little bit earthy, sweet, kind of synthetic. Nice Haitian vetiver note in this, nice lavender, good vanilla. There's a nice ginger note mixed in this and some nutmeg to kind of round it out. Just a well-crafted fragrance that seems like everybody likes this one, man. Tons of compliments on this one, and performance is through the roof. We're talking performance and compliments. Another Aromatics fragrance is Carnal Desire. Tons of compliments and great performance. I had a couple people message me and tell me they weren't getting good performance in their bottles, but I'm getting great performance, and most people I've talked to and seen online, their performance is really great on this one too. So yeah, not sure what's going on with some people's bottle, but mine's outstanding performance, and I like this one even more now than when I first got it. So I do have a decan of Maison Crivelli Cure Infrarouge, and I wore that side by side a couple times. And I do think it's pretty close to that. It's not exactly like that, but if I had to pick one fragrance that it's close to, I would pick that one. I love the ceramic bottle on this too. Another way, a couple fragrances you guys might know better is Tuscan Leather and Ombre Nomad. If you combine those two, you kind of get this. That's the closest thing. It doesn't smell exactly like that, but I would say if you took bits and pieces of those two, this is what it would come out to be. But I love this fragrance, man. It's really good. The raspberry cotton candy note kind of sweetens it up, makes it a little bit feminine, which pushes it towards that unisex. To me, it still leans a little more masculine, but it's still a unisex fragrance. Cinnamon, bergamot, orris, and rose really round it out. Those are some nice notes in any fragrance. Leather, oud, vanilla, cedar, patchouli at the base. well-crafted fragrance. Love this one. Great performance and lots of compliments. Outstanding job on this one. All right, next up is Loewe 7 Cobalt from Loewe. This one's kind of the same thing that I already talked about. So you're seeing repetitive thing here. Dylan Blue and Ahmed Al-Maghribi Blue Oud. All three of these are kind of do the same job. But all three of these do have good performance and get good compliments. So really you can just take your pick out of one of these. If you've already got Dylan Blue, one of these, you probably don't need these. Even though they don't smell the same, they all kind of are doing the same job. But I love this one. I like having all three. All three of them are great. This has got some aromatics, soft fruity spices in it, woody, some warm notes in it, a little bit herbal, smoky, earthy, a little bit balsamic as it dries down. Really great fragrance. This is like a 4-season fragrance too, but spring and summer is when this is going to work best. It's got sage, blackcurrant, incense, vetiver, pink pepper, tonka bean clove, and then it's got the the aquatic shower gel blue notes added into it. So great performance and lots of compliments every time I wear this one. Great fragrance. I love the whole 1 million line, but this is probably the one that has the best performance and gives me the most compliments. It's this 1 million parfum. Tuberose, nice salty notes in it. Solar notes, ambergris, leather, cashmere, labdanum, like a pine note as it dries down. Great fragrance. It's pretty unisex. Definitely leans a little masculine, but I could see a woman wearing this one pretty easily because all the white florals and the tuberose. There's a little bit of amber tone to it, give it the 1 million DNA. It's woody, a little animalic to kind of offset the white florals and the tuberose. Definitely a nice salty leather tone to it. It's a little bit tropical, pretty musky too, especially as it dries down, and a little bit of a coconut note added into it. So yeah, love this one. Always get compliments on this one, and performance is really good on this one too. So this one fits the bill of compliments and performance. Next up is a tropical eau de toilette, but it's got massive performance, especially for an eau de toilette. Ramon Monegal Ibiza. This is the 2018 version. They reformulated it in 2023, so I can't speak to that. This is the version I wanted. I had to find this one on Mercari. But yeah, I love this fragrance and nuclear performance. So the notes and what you're seeing on the screen here doesn't tell the story. It's kind of like a cousin of Virgin Island water. It's got a little bit of that kind of vibe to it. It is like the notes say. It's got some florals, vanilla. It's a little powdery. It's a unisex fragrance. Sweet. It's aromatic. Musky, fresh, warm, spicy. There's some, I don't see like fruits listed up here on the notes, whatever, but there is some fruity tones to it. And a lot of aldehydes in this. So aldehydes are like the rich people's ambroxan. Us poor people, we like ambroxan. I notice all these rich people fragrances, they like aldehydes. So it's tons of aldehydes, ginger, musk, a little bit of tonka beans that dries down. There's a heliotrope note in this too, which gives it some complexity, some jasmine, almond, ginger, and some patchouli in a deep dry down. So well-crafted fragrance. These notes doesn't sound like it's a tropical, but it's a tropical fragrance. It does give you a definite tropical vibe, vacation by the beach vibes, and great performance on this one, and compliments galore. So this fits the bill. Compliments and performance. So yeah, this one is a must try if you can get your hands on the 2018 version. And the 2023 version might be good, but I don't know. I've heard things that it wasn't, but I've had a couple of people in my comments that say that it was just as good. So I don't know, but love this one, and tons of compliments and great performance. I couldn't talk about performance and compliments without bringing up Dior Sauvage Elixir. Get a lot of compliments in this thing. It smells good in the air, and you guys know performance is great on this. Spicy, woody, sweet, fresh, definitely synthetic. Nutmeg, cardamom, cinnamon, and grapefruit off the top. Grapefruit gives it a nice freshness. Some lavender, prominent licorice note throughout it. I don't really like licorice or eating it or the smell of it, but I do like the way it's blended in this. It is a nice note added to this scent profile. Some amber notes, patchouli, woods, a little bit of a Haitian vetiver, which is a darker vetiver. Yeah, well blended, well crafted fragrance. This Sauvage line is popular for a reason. That's why it gets a lot of compliments. So yeah, great performance and great compliment factor. As always, me and Inky appreciate you guys taking the time to watch. If you could, like, subscribe, and comment. That helps the algorithm.